Hey YouTube, welcome to this Unity video tutorial on enemy AI. This is my fifth tutorial in my series. Basically, I've been just working on a basic first-person shooter, and so far I've basically gotten some different guns, and I can shoot at things. Like I have rocket, machine gun, flamethrower. So the first few tutorials were just focused on that, getting this gun to shoot, and then eventually I moved into damaging objects, like this barrel, for example, and I even was able to damage this tree. But in regular games, it's not real fun to shoot at stationary objects. Basically, you want to shoot at enemies, so that's what this enemy doll up here is for. I basically got this from the first-person shooter tutorial provided by Unity. This thing comes with its own animation and stuff, so that's pretty good. So now let's get started. First off, you want to take this robot here, and I already dragged it into the scene. This is originally located in the robot artwork down here, and you just drag it up here. And one thing you want to make sure of is for the character controller that I think it's already added with it, you change these properties down here, basically so that your character collider, which is that little green cylinder thing around it, that's basically the character collider that basically allows the robot to interact with the environment. You want to make sure that it's basically covering the whole middle section of his body, like so. And you want to adjust these parameters, like the radius and the height, in order to do that. But anyway, I guess getting into the main part, getting this thing to work. It really is fairly straightforward. Unity provides a lot of ready-to-made like scripts and stuff to go with it to make your game development really a lot faster. And so the first thing you will want to add to this is the AI script. And basically what this AI script does is it allows the basically allows this robot to shoot at you. It's really a combination. This robot comes with animation, which is, in order to build animation, you have to use tools such as 3D Studio Max or Maya 3D, or even Blender, which is Blender is completely free open source software. And you create animation, and so that this thing can animation causes it to walk, do simple things like walk and run and move his arms to make it look more realistic. Because if I took this animation off, still looking. As you can see, when it oh, if I turn the animation off up here, there it is. You can see that it's just kind of gliding towards me, which doesn't look realistic. But with animation turned on in this script to help it look smoother, it looks like it's a real robot. And the AI is basically what causes it to shoot at you, so you can adjust things like how far of a range it can shoot at you, and you want to make sure that your target that you put in here is your first-person controller. I basically drag this in here already. This is so that when it finds you, when you get in a certain range, it can shoot at you. And another thing you want to add to this robot, I added an empty game object called gun spawn, and I placed it right here in front of the robot, and I attached, if you saw my other tutorials earlier, we had used the rocket launcher script in order to shoot rockets out. Basically, when you add this script, when the robot moves into his animation and pulls out his gun, it'll make it seem like a rocket is coming out of his gun, and you have to adjust it to a certain spot to make it come out of the actual barrel of the gun. But let's see what happens when he shoots at me. He's coming, he sees me, and he's shooting. And not very accurate. Okay, now he hits me. Okay, so that's really the main thing you do with this robot. Another thing, actually, let me change this to none, and I'll show you why. Most important thing I want to show you on this, of course, down here, this basically allows the robot to receive damage. This script right here, and down here you have just hit points. So this determines how many depending on the type of gun you use, how much damage points the robot has. Now when this thing dies, I attach the sound to it so it dies, but there's supposed to be a dead replacement object. Let me see what happens when I shoot him and basically kill him. Oh, sorry about that. Oh no! I'm getting shot up. Let's try that again. First, let me change it down to 10 so it can be quicker to kill him. Ah, what is that error? Fix that right. Alright. You didn't see it with the explosion. Let me try it now. Let me fix that. Basically, when I killed my robot, he just kind of disappeared. And that's because when his hit points run out, he doesn't have a dead replacement. So in order to create a dead replacement, first let me open up another scene. And I'll show you how I did this. I call it the Ragdoll scene. I'm sure I'll say it. So basically, this is the same thing. This is a robot in here. The only difference is that, well, of course, this robot, he has no scripts attached to him. And he has a rigid body and a box collider around him. And even the gun itself has a box collider. You have to mess with the parameters to get it directly over the gun. And if I play this scene, this robot just kind of falls to the ground like that. And that's what we want. Let's see. Okay, in order to create a ragdoll, you would come here to game object, create other ragdoll, and basically what you would do with this is in these areas right here, like this robot's in different parts, so like we would go under root handle. Of course, you would put root handle up here, and then you would find things like his upper leg or upper left leg, put in his left hips, and then you do the same for the right leg. And see, they have stuff for his heel, his spine, his head. Basically, you try to find the part that correlates to these areas right here and just match them up inside here. You have to kind of look for them in this robot though. Basically what you'll have a ragdoll that, and also this robot has no animation on him, so he won't move. He's just kind of like a dead weight. So I showed you this already, but he'll just fall down. So what do you do with this? So you go back to the scene, and I already have a prefab for this robot and that ragdoll robot I showed you. And so I can attach this over here for dead replacement. And so now well, if I shoot him, you see this is the ragdoll replacement. And you can use this, like you see his gun is still there. You can modify the scripts, which I've been working on, to try to, like, I don't know, say you want to pick up his gun after he dies or something like that. And this would be a useful way to do it. Anyway, I'm running out of power. Anyway, there's a lot of different. hope you've enjoyed these tutorials. Hopefully in the future I can show more advanced tutorials, but these are just the basics to get your first-person shooter game started. But anyway, thank you for watching, and hope you learned something useful. Okay, thank you.